What's up guys, it's your girl Sabby. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday. I am here with another video. If you are new to my channel, then welcome to my channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below because I promise I'm entertaining. Every Monday at 11 a.m. I try my best to get videos out, so we'll see. But life happens, you know? This week I decided to do another tea time with Sabby video, so hopefully you guys liked the last one and hopefully you like this one. This one is a little bit related to the previous one, but in a different manner. So this week I am talking about self-confidence. I literally sat down and asked myself, what built my confidence? What took me from being that broken, shattered, lost girl to someone who acknowledges their flaws but still loves themselves and just literally is happy and content with every single positive and negative thing about myself. So the actual inspiration behind this week's video was that I recently got a new tattoo. So I will post a picture here so you guys can see. If you follow me on Instagram, you're one step ahead of everybody else because I actually posted this photo on my Instagram when I recently just got this done. So if you're not following me on Instagram, that's kind of like your hint to go do that. I'll put my tag in the description box below for you guys. So yeah, I recently got a new tattoo, and the tattoo is just a quote down my spine that says, "Knowing your worth is the value in it." And I feel like, as I mentioned in the caption of this post, it definitely relates to a lot of things, like a lot of different aspects in life. And that's what meant the most to me upon getting the tattoo. I really wanted a quote that resonated with me, not only today, but tomorrow, 20 years from now, and not just to one specific part of my life. Like I wanted it to be me. And I said this in the caption of the photo that now and when I'm 70, this quote will belong to me and I'll belong to it. And that was really, really what sold it for me. Like I knew this was the one I was getting. So just a little bit of backstory on the inspiration behind the video this week. I actually got a lot of really good feedback on that post, and I had a lot of people reach out to me and be like, wow, you know, you must have lacked a lot of self-confidence, or, you know, do you still? It doesn't seem that way. Or how'd you overcome, you know, being insecure, whatever. So I kind of took that as an opportunity to then make a video about it, just because I feel like I'd be able to reach more people. So let's just get into it. I actually wrote down, so I literally asked myself that question. I said, like, what makes you confident? Like how or why are you confident now? And I honestly wrote down reasons or things that just allowed me to build my confidence, like just different habits or things that I recognized and I acknowledged, realizations. So I have a couple little things that I'll just kind of go over, but I actually said this to my best friend the other day. I literally was sitting down one night, I don't know, and I was crying because I'm a female and that's what we do. But I was literally just crying, and figuratively speaking, I literally was looking at myself like outside of my body and thinking, this poor girl, like, what are you letting her go through? And why? Like if this were somebody else sitting here right now, would you let this happen to her? Him? Whoever? And the honest answer was no. So why are you gonna do it to yourself? And it literally just made me feel, honestly, it made me feel so bad for myself. I was like, for lack of better words, this poor girl. Like I just wanted to hug myself. I just wanted to tell myself it's gonna be okay. Like baby girl, like lift your head up. You're letting the opinions of others tear you down and define your worth for what? Because their opinions literally are just that. And it just kind of got me thinking that, imagine I were to value myself more. What would other people do? They would then have no option but to value me the same, or don't associate with me, you know? I don't have to accept whatever value or worth somebody else gives me if I don't want to. If I feel like I am worth more than what someone else wants to see me as, then I'm gonna run with it, you know? So one of the things that I would say built my confidence was the fact that I learned to love myself. I learned to respect myself. I learned to value and add worth to myself, or just acknowledge my worth so much that I didn't need that from anybody else. It allowed me to feel that type of, not just attention, but that type of honor or admiration that I was hoping others would give me. And I just gave it to myself. And the craziest thing, it's so much easier. It is so much easier, as nuts as it sounds, to love yourself and feel good enough than it is to search for that through somebody else. Because 9 out of 10 times, these people are not gonna put you at the same value that you're gonna put yourself. So think about it. Like, everyone thinks it's so hard to learn self-love. And I get it, because you guys have mental blocks, because I did too. I'm like, no, like, why would I think I'm pretty? Why would I think that I'm accomplished? Or why would I think that I'm ahead of the game? I'm successful, I'm this, I'm that. Why wouldn't I? Sis, why wouldn't I? So that was one thing that really helped build my confidence, is it just acknowledging the fact that I need to learn to love myself before I can expect that of anybody else was a really big hit for me. Another thing was, you need to be selfish. You need to prioritize yourself. Like, at the end of the day, it's not necessarily being selfish in a bad way when you're valuing what matters to you, when you're valuing your potential future, when you're valuing your health, physically, mentally. If you're putting those things first and you're prioritizing yourself, you're not only going to be the best version of yourself for you, but for other people. So in no way does it not benefit anybody. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're benefiting anybody other than yourself. So I feel like prioritizing yourself is a really important thing to do, because nobody else is going to prioritize you the same. I promise you that. If you think about it, you have the power to make yourself the most important person in this world. And chances are no one's going to make you feel that superior. Yes, I feel like people are going to have backlash and be like, well, as a guy, I make my woman feel that way. Or like, let's say, like, as a female, I make my best friend feel that way. Sure. And I wouldn't deny that. I wouldn't, say that that isn't true. But think about it. If you allowed yourself to be put first by you, how could you not? How could somebody else, how is there any way that somebody else could prioritize you more? It's just not, I don't know. Maybe next point. Oh, this one's big. So another thing that made me realize I needed to learn, or like another thing that allowed me to realize my worth, was not expecting me from other people. And that one's big, like probably the biggest one so far. Just a little disclaimer, I'm not cocky, I'm not conceited. I'm making a self-confidence video, so I can't say I'm not confident, but I'm human. So I still have my insecurities. I'm not perfect. I'm not 100% like in love with myself, but I've just learned to accept my flaws and accept both the good and the bad that I have to offer to myself and to anybody else. And I roll with it. But the one thing I will say is I have never been really confident in my looks, but I've always been very confident in my personality and my character. Not just like from morals to personality traits to the way that I treat people. I've always been very proud of how I carry myself. So that's something that really stuck with me, was you cannot expect you out of other people. Point blank, simple. Like, I will go above and beyond for the people that I love, to the point where I will neglect my own needs and my own wants, my own desires, because I just choose to prioritize them. I just want the people that I love to know that I love them, to know that I appreciate them, that I adore them, that, I mean, they're just the icing on the cake, you know? So, but it comes at the expense of my own self-care. Like there's times where I just won't prioritize certain things that I want to do because I'm so caught up in making sure that this person enjoys their birthday, or making sure that that person, you know, gets through whatever struggle they're going through at the moment. So at the end of the day, like I said, it kind of relates back to prioritizing yourself and loving yourself just overall, because if you're giving you to everybody else and you're not even giving that type of effort and energy to yourself, we got to fix that. So the next thing I did was give what you get. No more matching people's energies. No more giving them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's on you. But for me, I stopped doing that. I used to give people 100% of me and just let them roll, like let them take it, see where it goes type thing. And that went for relationships, like friendships, boyfriend and girlfriend, like family ties, whatever. Like I will give you 100% of me from the very jump. And that was my problem. It doesn't mean you can't give people the benefit of the doubt, so I'll take that back. It doesn't mean you can't give second chances, but only give them where they're earned, where they're deserved. Don't just give it out like it's candy. Honey, it's not Halloween. And you're more than just a little treat, okay? You're a meal. So honor yourself that way. But I used to match people's energies. Once I got over the whole, like, here's 100% of me. Oh, you want to give me 0, 20, 30, 90? Okay, well, here's still 100. No. I stopped that. And I realized that I was worth more. So if you're going to give me X amount of energy, guess what? You're going to get X amount of energy. Treat people the way you want to be or the way you want to be treated, right? Well, I want to be treated good, so I'm going to give you 100%. But if you're not going to give that back to me, fine. I'm going to give you exactly what you give me. So I started doing that. And then I realized it's still to no benefit because I'm putting in that effort to match their energy, knowing that that's not me, knowing that I'm the type of person to give 100%. So it's taking more out of me to not give you 100%, to try to make sure I maintain 50%. No. So I stopped that too. And I realized I'm going to give you 100% because that's who I am. And that's just how I am. So I'm going to give you 100% and you're going to reciprocate exactly that. And if you don't, nice to meet you. Nice to know you. And it's that. Like, that's that. Simple, point blank. Another thing that really helped me with self-care, self-love, just confidence in general, letting go of my insecurities was learning to understand that it's okay to have a bad day. One more time for the people in the back. It is perfectly fine for you to not be 100% of the time. If you're having a bad day, whether it's your car broke down or your finances are, crumbling, or you're having issues, or, you don't feel confident, you just don't feel pretty that day, it's okay. It's okay. You're human. You're not expected to feel perfect every day, every second. So the way to fix that, though, to not allow it to have such a negative impact on you, is accept it, acknowledge it. There's days where like I'll wake up and I look in the mirror and I'm like, we're just not feeling it today, sis, not feeling it. You know what I do? I sit there looking in the mirror and I just nitpick everything. No, I don't do that. I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, so you're not feeling yourself. You're crazy, but I'm not going to sit here and feed into this negative energy, so I'm going to leave. And I do. And I stop looking at myself in the mirror. I stop dwelling on the negativity. I stop allowing those negative thoughts to prosper inside of my mind and then manifest themselves and take over my whole day. If I don't feel cute within the first 10 seconds, guess what, sis? Then you're not checking yourself out the rest of the day because I don't want to hear your complaints. Literally. And you have to be able to have that type of relationship with yourself. Moral of the story is it's totally okay to have a bad day in between. Just make sure that anytime you come across negativity, if it's something that, just regardless, if you come across anything negative, If you need to accept it in order to move on, do so. But if you don't have to accept it, don't, but still continue to move on. So the next tip that I have, or not really tip, but like one thing that helps me get over my insecurities was understanding you came into this world alone. You didn't come into this world with anybody. Yes, your mother and your father, were involved in the process of conceiving you, but you came into this world alone. Unless you have like a twin sibling, then that would be different. But technically you still came into this world alone, because it's not like y'all came out at the same time. But point is, you don't need anybody who doesn't need you. You really don't. So that boy that wants to give you 50% effort, honey, you can just tell him bye. Okay? Because then he'll come running back and realize, damn, I really had a great one. And he'll realize your worth. But right now, you're allowing him to put your worth down here when you're supposed to be up here, sis. Same thing with friendships. If you allow yourself to be friends with toxic people, they're going to drain you. They're gonna drain you. You don't need them. You don't need anybody who is not going to benefit you and you benefit them. If it's not reciprocal, dead it. Literally, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's your boyfriend, if it's your girlfriend, if it's your best friend, if it's your mom. Like, literally something happened the other day that kind of got me triggered to the point where I love my mom to death, especially if you're watching this, mom. I love you. But it was just a situation that kind of made me realize I got me. And not that my parents don't have my back, of course. They are my biggest support systems. However, they may not always have me every single time. But you know who does? Me. Okay, so I decided that it's just not in me to be able to produce a video under 20 minutes. So we're gonna do this. I'm going to give you one last tip, or one last, habit that I picked up on to help with self-confidence over the last few 6 months or so. And finish off this video for you guys. And then I will make a part 2 with other tips and other tactics that just ways that I ended up feeling more confident in myself to kind of help you guys if you want to see it. So then if you do, I already got all the facts. And if you don't, well then, at least I didn't waste my time posting a 30-minute video that people would only watch 6 minutes of. Am I right or am I right? Perfect. So one last tip for you guys, and then I will make a self-confidence part 2 video. Whatever you wouldn't make somebody else feel, do not allow yourself to feel. So if you wouldn't tear somebody down and make them just feel absolutely disgusting, then what the hell? Why are you doing it to yourself? Hope all of you guys have an incredible Monday, a super productive week. I hope all of you feel a little bit more confident after hearing this, and that you can kind of take these tactics that I implemented into my life, and then in turn use it for yourself and build your own confidence. And if you just need a hype man to boost you up, I put my Instagram tag in the description box below. So follow me, I'll follow you, and I got you. There's no greater pleasure for me than giving people that extra boost of confidence that they lack, that they have, that they need, and they just can't get it out themselves. I'm gonna show you how to get it out yourself, because you are the baddest bee. You are the flyest guy. You just gotta speak it into existence. You gotta understand that, okay? All right, so enough of tea time with Sabby. I didn't even have tea, but I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my Monday, and I hope all of you do the same. I'll work on my video timing, promise. Love you guys. Till next time, stay hustling and stay humble.